Book Summary. City of Night Birds by Juhea Kim. Juhea Kim's City of Night Birds is a haunting, evocative, and emotionally charged portrait of a woman at the intersection of personal reckoning and artistic rebirth. Set primarily in St. Petersburg in the wake of a life-altering injury, the novel explores the inner landscape of a fallen prima ballerina, Natalia Leonova, as she is forced to confront her past, reckon with her present, and choose her future. Part 1. The Fallon 2019. Natalia Leonova, once hailed as the White Swan of Russia, returns to St. Petersburg on the night of the Midsummer White Nights Festival, where twilight stretches long into the hours of darkness. The city is bright and festive, but Natalia is shadowed by grief, addiction, and disillusionment. 2 years ago, a catastrophic onstage accident shattered her leg, forcing an abrupt end to her brilliant career. Since then, she has lived mostly in isolation in New York, numbing herself with pills, alcohol, and fleeting companionship. Returning to her native city brings up more than just memories of ballet. It reopens wounds from her childhood. Her mother, Ludmila, is a sharp-tongued but caring woman who sacrificed everything for Natalia's career but never expressed affection. Her father, Valentin, disappeared from their lives early on and is now a distant figure wrapped in mystery and betrayal. Petersburg is also home to two men who define Natalia's artistic and personal life: Alexander Karpov, her first and deepest love, and Dmitri Chernov, the charismatic but toxic choreographer who helped make her a star and helped break her. Part 2. The past revisited through interwoven flashbacks. The narrative traces Natalia's early years at the prestigious Vaganova Academy. She is identified early on as a prodigy, a girl whose discipline, passion, and natural grace captivate even the most demanding instructors. She forms close bonds with two classmates, the dreamy and elegant Alexander, whose partnering becomes instinctive and seamless with her, and the brooding Dmitri, whose brilliance is matched only by his cruelty. Natalia and Alexander's relationship, both professional and romantic, deepens as they rise in the ranks of the Mariinsky Ballet. They perform together in Giselle, Swan Lake, and a bold new modern piece choreographed by Dmitri that challenges their physical and emotional limits. Tensions mount as Natalia is pulled in two directions. Alexander wants them to pursue careers abroad, away from the politics and manipulation of the Russian ballet world. Dmitri offers creative transcendence, a cost. His obsessive need to control and manipulate eventually takes a toll, leading to a disastrous premiere, personal betrayals, and Natalia's fateful fall. The truth behind that fall is revealed gradually. It was not merely a misstep or accident. It was the culmination of long-standing sabotage, psychological warfare, and the emotional unraveling of a young woman caught between loyalty, ambition, and trauma. Part 3. The Invitation in the Present. Natalia is stunned to receive a personal invitation from Dmitri, now the artistic director of a new ballet company in St. Petersburg, offering her the chance to return, on her own terms, to dance the role that made her famous, Marina in the Night Birds, a mythic piece Dmitri created especially for her. At first, she is dismissive. Her body is broken. Her soul is fractured. But the pull of the stage, of memory, of unfinished business is too strong. She accepts, not as a ballerina but as a consultant, only to find herself gradually pulled into rehearsals, costuming, and the deep physical and emotional choreography of her past. Alexander, now married with a child, reaches out to her with a hesitant tenderness. Their scenes together are steeped in longing, nostalgia, and pain. He confesses that he never stopped loving her, but he also can't leave his current life. Their encounters are fragile and beautiful, like broken glass reflecting moonlight. Part 4. Rebirth and Reckoning. Natalia begins to rediscover herself, not just through movement but through confrontation. She confronts her mother, demanding answers about their family history. She discovers shocking details about her father's disappearance. He was once a promising musician whose refusal to cooperate with Soviet authorities led to a quiet exile. She visits him in a remote dacha and learns the cost of silence and idealism. Meanwhile, rehearsals for the Night Birds stir something in Natalia, something she believed was gone. Her body remembers, even in its brokenness. Dmitri pushes her, manipulates her, seduces her into believing she can dance again. But this time, Natalia resists. She sees him clearly now, not as a genius, but as a broken man who fed on her brilliance to hide his own inadequacy. In a powerful twist, Natalia decides to dance the Night Birds one last time, but on her own terms. She will not perform for Dmitri's redemption. She will not perform for an audience expecting perfection. She will dance for herself. The performance is raw, imperfect, and mesmerizing. Natalia, scarred and limping, becomes more human and more transcendent than ever before. She collapses on stage in a moment not of defeat but of liberation. Part 5. The aftermath. After the performance, the ballet world is split. Critics are divided. Some call it a disgrace, others call it a masterpiece. Natalia doesn't care. For the first time in her life, she has danced without needing approval. She leaves St. Petersburg the next day, not as a fallen star, but as a woman reclaiming her story. She enrolls in a movement therapy program in Amsterdam. She reconnects with other dancers who suffered similar injuries. She begins to teach, not just ballet, but resilience, artistry, and healing. The final scenes show her walking along a beach, barefoot in the cold morning light, the sound of gulls overhead, her scars exposed, her spirit soaring, themes and symbolism, art and sacrifice. Natalia's journey explores what is demanded of artists, especially women, in a world that prizes beauty and perfection above all else, forgiveness and healing. The novel is steeped in the slow, painful path to forgiveness of others and of oneself. The body is memory. Juhea Kim writes with sensual precision about how trauma lives in the body and how movement can be both pain and prayer, political and cultural identity. The story is rooted in post-Soviet Russia, where remnants of authoritarianism, patriarchy, and corruption still linger in the artistic sphere. Critical acclaim and Reese's endorsement. Reese Witherspoon described City of Night Birds as a moving exploration of identity, artistry, and second chances. This story left me thinking about the ways we overcome setbacks and redefine what truly matters. As a December 2024 pick for Reese's Book Club, the novel has already sparked conversations about the intersection of personal trauma, art, and redemption. About the author. Juhea Kim is the author of Beasts of a Little Land, and with City of Night Birds, she cements her place as a major voice in contemporary fiction. A former ballet student herself, Kim brings authenticity and tenderness to the ballet world she renders so vividly. Her lyrical prose and emotional depth make this novel not just a story, but an experience.